I know what you guys are asking. Why in the world are you shirtless? I didn't have a choice, man. I was washing multiple shirts of mine, and apparently I was too lazy to go downstairs and get one. Whoop-de-doo! But anyways, I'm just going to cut right to the chase and get into today's video. But anyways, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tico on Blitz, back at it again with another video. And today is yet another tank review. Woo! Okay, I'll stop. But anyways, we are going to be taking a look at this behemoth right here, aka one of my most favorite heavy tanks of all time, the Concept 1B. This is a tier 10 American collector heavy that has pretty much everything that you can ask for. Maneuverability, gun depression, solid armor, you name it, it can do it all. Taking a look at the specifications of the tank, you can see that it has really solid armor, 250 on the front of the turret and 140 in front of the hull. And to get a better perspective of what the Concept 1B armor looks like, this is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really look pretty, but that's going to change once you see how it performs when it uses its 10 degrees of gun depression. So, this is another heavy, an Object 777 version 2 up against it. You can see that the upper plate and the lower plate seem to be pens. Upwards of 245 on the upper plate and only 139 on the lower plate. You do have a lot of weak spots that are showing on the turret, but that's not really going to make a difference at all. Even though it says it's 121 millimeters thick, that would only be if you're face hugging it. So the whole turret ring right here, which is basically the size of the whole tank, yeah, you can cut through these little areas right here. They're only upwards of 244 millimeters thick, but be careful not to hit the wrong spot because it could go upwards of 279. Even loading premium, there's still going to be a majority of those troll spots on the side of the tank. I don't even know why it says 999 right there. That makes no sense. But a lot of the upper portion of around the turret ring seems to be a pretty solid chunk of armor that this baby has. And like I said before, the tank carries 10 degrees of gun depression. You can see that it also has hatches right here on the roof that seem to be an easy hit. But as I am running the legendary camo on the vehicle, that seems to change it a lot, because what the legendary camo has that's pretty funny is feathers on the top, because it's known as the Thunderbird camo. And those feathers on the top hide the hatches, which is absolutely a hilarious accessory that Wargaming decided to add to this tank. Anyways, when we take a look at the 10 degrees of gun depression that this tank has, holy cow, look at that armor. It is super thick. All y'all can see is this gun mantlet like here. That's upwards of at least 450 millimeters thick. And now the hatches are gone, like they never existed to start with. Even the upper armor when using your gun depression is upwards of 340 millimeters thick. Even when running heats, you still can't even pen the turret because it is super thick. And when running calibrated shells, you still can't pen the turret. When you're using that 10 degrees of gun depression to poke over the solid ridge lines in a vehicle like this, good luck trying to pen that turret. It's not going to happen. Side of the vehicle, it seems to be okay, actually. You have a troll side right here that's upwards of 310 millimeters thick. However, under the track wheels, that's where it all changes. It goes from that to only 90 millimeters thick. And then the engine deck right back here, only 146. Sides of the turret, only 110. And like I said before about those troll spots on the side of the gun mantlets, that little ringular type of accessory pretty much makes up the majority of the whole entire tank itself, is only 269. Back of the tank right here, only 52 millimeters thick and 46 on the lower. When loading high explosives, you could see that it is pretty much going to be a pen for the entire backside or rear of the vehicle, including this T-type of shape on the backside of the turret. And if we take a look at the damage factors that this tank has, we could see that it brings in a whopping 2,798 damage per minute with an 8.15 second reload time. That is really good for a heavy tank. You're basically dumping 300 damage in a matter of only 8 seconds, and that means you're going to trade a lot with other heavy tanks, because the majority of heavies in the game have longer reload times above 10 seconds. If you look at the penetration factors, it is actually really good. You can see that the APCR, the standard ammo on this tank, is upwards of 271 millimeters. High explosive tank, heats, premium ammo, upwards of 341, and high explosive, upwards of 58. The damage output of this vehicle, actually pretty good. 380 on the APCR, 330 on the heats, or the premium rounds, and 500 on the high explosive. Maneuverability-wise, pretty good for a heavy. Top speed of 45, a reverse. I don't really like the reverse speed, though, of 16 only. With the power-to-weight ratio of 18.1, which means it will get up to its top speed in a matter of about 5 or 7 seconds, if I am not mistaken. Somewhere in between that range. And it also has a mechanic called an emergency track. And if we can take a look at it right here, it says it allows the tank to move backwards at a speed of 4 kilometers if the main track is destroyed. And that would mean if somebody ends up destroying my track, I've run out of repair kits, everything like that, I could still reverse at a speed of 4 kilometers per hour as the mechanic will take effect. And here we are on our first game here on Faust. Let's see what they got up against us. A 50B, another concept, and a 57 heavy along with a 5A. In terms of heavies, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way over towards medium side because I have that gun depression. I am able to poke over the ridge lines pretty solid. So let's see what we got coming with us. We got the Foch, we got the 62A, and the 22 medium coming along with us. So what I am going to do is I am going to poke right along here, see if any of the mediums do end up coming up that ridgeline right up here. So they have a 907 and a BC in terms of mediums. Yep, there's the 907. Who seems like he's gonna poke. Come on, bro, I know you want to. There you are. But I'm not able to get that shell out just yet. So I'm just gonna remain here, wait for him to poke once again. I don't know if he's gonna remain. There's the 5A as well. Let's see if we can get a shell into the 5A's hatch. Unfortunately, the shell flew exactly where I wanted it, but fortunately, it counted it as a bounce. Unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way over here. The 907 decides to want to go downhill. I don't know what his plan is doing on that. So here is the 5A. We're going to get a nice shot, or another bounce. Sorry about that. I don't know what is going on. So we're going to get another shot into the 5A. I don't know what this guy is ending up doing. Okay, sir, you actually just screwed yourself because now your health is brought down to absolutely nothing and you are dead. Goodbye, sir. Long live the enemy 5A. I just love players that do that, man. They're just some of the best players around in this whole dang game, man. I swear. But anyways, so there is the concept. I want to see if I can get a clear into this 907 or bring his health down to literally nothing. Unfortunately, he does back down a little bit to the point to where concept would try to hit him. 62A ends up missing, but I am just going to go ahead and tunnel this Object 907. We do get a max roll and end up finishing him off in the process. And now we're going to make our way over here towards the concept, who put himself in kind of a predicament spot. So now I'm just going to be aiming up on him. My turret's the only one poking out. So we're able to trade him for 385. And now we're going to continue to move forward. Make sure that my turret is still poking out towards him. So we're just going to move along this way right here. And it looks like he's going to poke the side of his turret. Oh, I don't want to feel like... Oh, there we go. Yep, he does poke the side of his turrets. And we get a nice shot for 333. He does end up shooting. But in the process, we are able to get another shell in for 385. He's going to try to tunnel our T-62A, but it's really not going to work out, bro. You are basically dead. So let's keep on moving on over. You know what? I'm just going to go on top of you. You know what? Oh, it didn't really work out in the end. And what's that? I don't know what the heck happened to that shell. But anyways, we're just going to ram this guy, finish him off. And we're going to move onwards towards these enemies right over here. We are the only two left, so we want to be as careful as possible. The 62A is low on health, which is also not ideal. We got a 50B over towards this side of the map who is camping. Hopefully he doesn't see us. Okay, that's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way over towards this way, because some of their tanks are going to try to push over towards this side right here. So, 62, are you coming with me, bro? You might want to be careful in the process. You don't really have that much of hit points to be poking out or going in the middle like that. So, I want to find a spot where I can use my gun depression. Now, I want to go back over here. Oh, and it looks like they are in the base, apparently. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow my 62A, because that would be the best decision. We just have to stick together, see if we can get a chunk of health out of these guys, and see if we can win the game that way. So we do have a couple enemies in the base at the moment. I think it's probably just one, as the other two are still trying to look for us. So we're going to make our way over here. The 62A is going to stay put right there. Looks like it is the E3 who's at the base. So we're going to get a nice shot into him for 377. And it looks like he is going to get cleared by the 50B. That's just not ideal. So we're going to get another bounce into him. Nice. All right. It looks like we are dead in this one, which means that we did a pretty solid game. I don't know what happened to that HE. I don't know why it ended up doing that. So can we get a quick slap into him before we die? We get another 350 shot into him. They look like they're reloading both of their clips, which means I probably will have time to finish them. Unfortunately, I don't. We did actually really good in this game, considering the fact that we were the only two left. Our whole team died. They couldn't hold off the heavies. It was an unfortunate loss of events in the end. But we managed to do 4K damage. We did do top on the team over our guys. I don't really know why our team would be this bad, but hey, I don't really care as long as we did good. And here we are on our second game here on Himmelsdorf. Let's see what they got. They got a 215B. They have a 183, a Moshin in terms of heavies. Looks like all the rest of them is just maneuverability and tank destroyers. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make my way right behind this ridgeline right here, because I want to use my solid turret armor to peck off some of the guys that come along through this path right here. So I'm just going to wait right here, see if any of the enemies decide to want to poke out. Alright, hello, is anybody here? Oh, so it looks like they went that way, over towards A side. So we're just going to keep on moving forward. Oh, it looks like their whole team actually went towards A side. Oh, no, actually, I was kidding. So there's some over on C side, actually. Oh, yeah, but the majority of them actually did go this side. And they're still getting cleared like it's nothing. So, oh, and there is the enemy 183 right there. I don't know how that shell bounced off of him, but what we're going to do is we're just going to keep on farming him. He can't really pen me anywhere. Oh, wow. He actually penned me on my turret. I don't even know where that shell went, to be honest with you guys. I just loved shells like that. Oh, and we're lagging. That's not ideal, but we get a nice 420 shot into the side of the Moishin, and we're just going to back up. I don't want that 183 to spot me and take more of my hit points away. So we're just going to stay back here, let him deal with the Yad Tiger. The Moishin is basically just screwing himself at the moment. We get another 381 shot into him, and we cleared the Moishin. It looks like the 183 decided that he didn't want to continue to focus on the Yad Tiger. So what we're going to do, he did end up shooting. We saw the shell fly by, so we're just going to make our way over here and see if we can get a clear into him. Beautiful. Looks like all the teamwork does the job right. And we're just going to continue to make our way over here. These are the last two enemies left. The Corsica and the Stritzfonke. Look, these guys are absolutely getting creamed on. He's probably going to move on up. I'm just going to sit right here. Nope, just kidding. I need to farm out some more damage. Unless, of course... Okay. Well, that was a complete butt kicking. That is not something I would expect. But I want to showcase one more for you guys and see if we can get a game where the Concept 1B would be somewhat the most effective. Alrighty, here we are, game number 3 on Ghost Factory. They have another Concept 1B, a Super Conch, and a Comp Panzer 70 in terms of heavies. Oh, and a Yo as well, along with that. Alright, so this is a really good map to showcase the gun depression capabilities of this tank. So what I like to do is I like to make it over toward... or start heading towards D side because of these ridge lines right here, which you are able to easily use your gun depression. So we're just going to go over here, use that solid maneuverability that this tank has, and make our way over to base D. See if any of the enemies decided that they wanted to go this way. I don't end up seeing any enemies on this side. Oh, there is the Yo right there. Beautiful. And there is the Comp Panzer 70. I don't know how that shell bounced, nor did I ever think it was going to bounce. So we're just going to get a nice shell into him. He ended up bouncing us back. Thank you, Wargaming, for giving me special treatment. However, there is the double shot Yo right there, who were able to get a shell in for 312. He did take a bit of my hit points away along with that. So we're going to get a nice shot into the Comp Panzer, and it looks like my VK is coming to save the day. Woohoo! Alright, let's get a nice HE bonker. Oh, it didn't end up working as planned. Oh, and we did get shot while we were at it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the Comp Panzer because he was aiming at me. He was a major threat. We're just going to focus in on this Yo now. Get a nice HE slap into the back of his tank. 576! Oh my goodness! There we go, guys. There is the HE output of this tank. And now we're going to get another shot for 400 in on him. And he gets cleared. That is pretty solid. Now that my health has gone to literally nothing, it was totally worth it, considering the fact that help came in at the last second. Now, we do know that the grill is off camping over towards the side right there. Sorry about that. I had an itch on my ear. So, I want to be as careful as possible. I still want to try to use my gun depression to the best of my advantage. So, we're just going to keep on moving towards this way. See if the grill... Oh, he ended up moving. Okay, we're good. So, another tank gets cleared. That is not good. E50M decides that he wants to try to push right behind us. I'm not able to get a shell into him, but he is going to continue to move on forward. So what I want to try to do is see if I can clear him to the best of my abilities, as we did get our gun fixed during the process. There's the E75. We're able to get a nice max roll of 475 into his tank. And now we're going to aim in once again on him. Sorry about that. That ridge line right there. Going to get a nice shot. 321 on his tank. Pretty good solid shot. And now we're just going to load in an HE so we guarantee pen the shots. Unfortunately, I was just kidding. So, again, let's see if we can do it a second time. We baited a shell from him, so that means we are just going to go make our way over towards this side and clear this guy right there. There we go. Nice clear into the E50M. And we are still pretty good. We are now upwards of 3,000 damage, in which we decided to make a nice comeback in this. So we're going to make our way over towards this side right over here and see what tanks we can spot. Looks like we got the Concept within our peripheral point of view. We're going to aim in on him. Unfortunately, that shell went a bit higher than expected, so now the Concept knows that I'm here. He is still trying to aim in on me. That is not really ideal. So what I'm just going to keep on going, making my way over here. Oh, there's the T-54E1. We're going to get a nice shot into him. And he is cleared. We're going to continue moving forward towards the Concept. He ends up finishing off my VK. We're going to aim in the side of his turret and get the clear on him. And there we go, guys. That was partially what I expected with this tank from the start of the video. We used the gun depression. We tried to on the first half, and then the second portion, it worked when we needed it to. We were able to do 4,094 damage, pull out a second class, and do top on the team again. That just goes to show, guys, that the Concept 1B is a very solid tank when you know how to use it. I say that for every tank that I showcase in every one of my videos, but specifically this one because it has to be one of my most favorite heavies in the games, like I mentioned before at the start of the video, because it has everything included within its playstyle. Hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe down below, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos. And I hope to see you guys next time. Peace out, y'all.